I want to give you an example of what we did for one of our clients. Now, I personally have known about this and applied this for 13 years. Now, when you start one of these accounts, you basically identify a target, right? Based on your excess savings, right? So you might have an extra $20,000 a year. You might have an extra $100,000. You might have hundreds of thousands of dollars extra per year that you don't want to just put in the bank anymore and watch it gather dust. Well, this is an example of a client of mine that years ago started an account with $100,000. He's 46 at the time. He routinely had an extra $100,000, right? This is a guy that really budgeted, made sure his expenses were low, and he worked hard in his job, in his company, to accumulate more than an extra $100,000 that he wanted to utilize for real estate investing. So instead of leaving it in the bank gathering dust, we decided to move it into the Infinite Bank account. Now, what you can see on your screen here is he's putting in $100,000. Now, out of that $100,000, the large majority of that is immediately available to him as a loan. So he can put it in on Monday and he can have it back the next week. Okay. He also is receiving $1.5 million of life insurance. That's the reason why he can't take all $100,000 out. Some of that has to be kept there to cover the cost and expenses of that living benefit life insurance. Now, was it worth it? Well, let's look down just a couple of years there and you can see we've already broken even. And now we're like neck and neck if he'd have just been using the bank. But literally from year 3 through the rest of his life, that Infinite Bank account is paying some major benefits to him. When we talk about everything we talked about, insured, can't lose money, still making a decent return. In fact, what you're looking at over here is conservative. We're only showing an example here of what if that client was to earn about 5.8%. That's how much he would accumulate over the course of his life.